G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part 7 of my Beginner's Primal Strike Elementalist build, where in between episodes I went and killed Gollus one more time. I was hoping for poison resistance, and other than that I don't care what I got, so when this one dropped I was very happy, because I want to wear this Zarya's pendant, because it has regen on it, because it has +3 to Mogdrogan's Pact in addition to the +1 Shaman skills. However, if I just put that on, you'll notice that poison and acid resistance drops 20% below capped. Just ignore the bleeding, that's going to be fine once I put the wardstone back on. However, with this ring instead of, well, honestly, either one of those is kind of bad, so this one can come off. Poison's back up to capped. Looks like I actually don't need this, this soul shard, so instead I'm going to use... You're not. You're not what I thought you were. I'm going to use the other component that looks like this one, but actually goes on rings. And the other thing was I found this while I was shopping for a new medal, and I'm going to take that. Now, I also found a couple of double rares, which I let go, but there was a Mage Storm, one of these. Oh no, it's this one. So I found this one as well. Now, I have no interest in this item for this build. I just thought it was cool to point out. It's not a very good item, pretty much at all. But hey, it's a triple rare item. May as well point it out. Okay, so I'm going to keep this for, what, 3 levels, 2.5 levels, and then swap this one in instead of... I think I sold it. Yeah, instead of this one that I was going to use. This one has damage types that I don't care about, and realistically, a cold proc is, it's okay, but the lightning one is going to be much better. So we're going to do that. The other thing I need to do is head on down to Devil's Crossing, and I need to get my components back from this amulet. Now, this amulet actually is pretty decent. The armor and the health are nice, the poison resist is good, and the +1 to Shaman skills is pretty good as well. But Zarya's will do just as well. You know what, I'm going to melt that, because I don't think I'll be using that ring again. However, I do want to put corpse dust on the ring instead of a soul shard for now. The corpse dust is going to help with regen, it's going to help with health. That's still not corpse dust. Why do they have the same icon? Here we go. It's slightly different. The bag and the dust is a different color. But as you can see with this one, you still get a bit of vitality resistance, and you get health and regen. So we're 10% up now, which means actually I'm going to take the soul shard off of this one as well, and put another corpse dust on there. Now, I may end up undoing that later, because I remove an item that happens to have, you know, 17% vitality resist on it or something like that. But we're going to stick with this for now. Vitality resist is still capped. It is a little bit in danger of being shredded by certain bosses that are coming up, but it'll be fine. I think I've got the recipe for a vitality potion anyway. And we just gained a bunch of health and huge amounts of regen. So our health regen is above 1,000 a second now, which means I'm pretty sure I can stand in whatever I like and not die at this point, which is actually a little bit dangerous. The only other thing I did between episodes was I did some illusion type stuff. I'm wearing the Mogdrogan's set from the Loyalty Pack 3, and also I've put an axe on there. I don't know why, if I'm being honest, because it's going to last until I replace a single piece of gear and then it won't match anymore, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, we're up to Fort Icon, just after Fort Icon actually, and before we do that, I do have a mission to go into the Steps of Torment. I think we've already been in there to get the Devotion Shrine, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, hang on, no. Nope, haven't been in there. Okay, so we'll be getting a Devotion Shrine out of that as well. So that's actually pretty good. And we can turn in the Old Scars quest there, which I generally end up just leaving. So Doing the Asteria quests is probably good for XP and such. Better than I was thinking, actually. The only downside, of course, is it's going to nuke my Black Legion reputation. Like, every one of these quests is minus 200 or some such. So I probably should have done all of these and then started the Black Legion quests, but I didn't. So what are we up to now for Black Legion? Just from friendly. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to be particularly happy with us, but I don't do these quests very often, so why not? Speaking of things I don't do very often, ancient totems like this one. I do actually do ancient totems fairly regularly, but I often also will skip them while leveling. What do we get? Hand mortars, adept's daggers, and a couple blue items. War sword, gloves of incantations, no. No, we're good. Thunderstruck of corrosion is no good because resistances. That formidable hat, eh. If I wasn't wearing the perdition set, maybe. Good thing about the perdition set, it looks like it's an acid retaliation set because it is, but it's also a really good set for high amounts of armor, good resistances on it, etc. And if you happen to be able to use the retaliation stuff, great. And if you don't, well, that's fine. Alright, scale mail gloves of squalls. Let's have a look at those. Aggressive is offensive ability. Squalls is obviously the lightning proc. I'm not going to use these. But they're not bad. A little high level for my liking. But there it is. Alright, so Steps of Torment. There is an Exalted Stash in here. There is also a treasure trove, the first location for which is just over here. Obviously mine's not there, which is unfortunate because I don't actually remember all of them for this place. But I remember enough of them that I'll usually end up getting it. There is also this nice little hole in the wall here. I feel like I've done this before. I want to say I've done this before. It must have been a different character. I mean, I've definitely done this before on other characters, but I feel like it was recent. Maybe it was the Warlock. Alright, coming through here. Ignore the traps, kill the traps, do whichever you prefer. Look at that, the health bar just doesn't even move. It's lovely. Okay, treasure trove, here it is, wrong side of the wall. That's fine, we'll go get on the other side of the wall. So, treasure trove, discovered, Manticore Eye, Glyph Spellbook, actually not bad. Let's actually eat that before I forget. Okay, and that leaves a couple of spots that the treasure trove can be. I think one of them is just up ahead here. Let's get through here. I think it can be along this wall just here. Don't quote me on that one, I'm not 100%, but I think it can be there as well. And at this point, we just go downstairs. Now, there's a ridiculous amount of levels to this place. I think there's another 3 levels or something like that. So, I think it's 5 altogether, or maybe 6. Something like that, anyway. Anywho, we are heading for this devotion shrine. I think it was the Warlock that I did this on recently. When you're doing this particular devotion shrine, it is a fight, like a fight for me shrine. And it has an annoying habit of spitting out the giant bone golem type things. I can't think what their name is off the top of my head at the moment, but it'll spit them out. It also puts stuff on the other side of the wall, so if you kill everything here and it's not finished, you've probably got a skeleton, like a priest or a warlock or something, on the other side. These guys, skeleton gargantuans. You can see it put a priest on the other side of the wall, so I'm gonna go kill him. And then we'll come back. There we go, another devotion point. Now I'm gonna put that in the turtle, or the tortoise here. This is more health, more defensive ability, more physical resistance. And next up, I think we're going for the Rowan's Crown, because more damage, more better. After that, we might do Viper, I think. but we'll see when we get there. I am kind of winging this. I have the final map sort of in my head. I know roughly where I'm going, but I haven't written down exactly how I'm going to get there. It's more of a feel thing at the moment. Treasure Trove, if you haven't found it, can be in here, in this little room here. I'll get there in a second. I just need to kill Oligar, the Chaos Bringer here. Can be sort of here-ish. And I think it can also be like along this back wall as well. Sort of along here, I think. Honestly though, just have the Grim Tools map open when you come in here and you'll be fine. In one of these little sections here with the water is possible spawn location for the Exalted Stash. And there's a couple more on the north side as well that I'll get to here in a second. Just gotta kill some priests first. Alright, I think it's these cells over here are another location, and there's one more spot, which I'm guessing is where it's going to be. It's in this room just down here. It's not there. That's alright. Maybe I just don't get it this time. There's probably a spot that I've forgotten about. Or maybe it's going to be inside the Skeleton Key dungeon, but I don't think it spawns inside. Regardless, there is one in here. If you find it, great. If you don't find it, not the end of the world. Okay, Zarthuzalan could very well be the end of the world. Zarthuzalan does a ridiculous amount of fire damage, even with max resistances. He burns, he burns, he burns. He's like chlamydia. I'm told. You really, really need to be careful with Zarthuzalan. Decent chance that with this much regen I'm not going to die, but you can see the health bar is moving, which most other things have not managed to do, so maybe it's fine, but normally he gives you much more trouble than that. Okay, it is finished. Ancient Places, Lord Executioner. Never mind. So we picked up the blueprint for the Skeleton Key. We've also got one Skeleton Key. And the rest of that can just be eaten. We got a level as well, which is always nice. So I'm going to put 1 point in Physique. Coming up on 40, so probably another 11 or so into Physique. And then I might start putting some into Cunning and Spirit. Maybe, 10 into each of them is probably fine. Let's see. I think we just go for Stormcaller's Pact now. Could also put some more points in Storm Surge. This is going to increase our damage, but I'm not noticing a lack of damage at this point. The reason we are doing the Steps of Torment Skeleton Key dungeon is this one here, Secrets of the Lost. We are going to acquire the Archive of Fates Untold, and we're going to take it to Asteria. Also, this is pretty good XP, which is really not that important, if I'm being honest. But it's a nice to have. Okay, so welcome to Suffering. And there is a merchant in here, which doesn't really sell anything we're interested in, but there's also a few fun little events as well. So if you come down here, you'll notice the spiked doors here. Take a few steps forward, and they'll seal you shut. Or they'll seal the door shut, and you're shut in here. And you just have to kill waves of undead here. And the reward for it is, it's decent. Let's just turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. Probably shouldn't be standing in this Aether, but, I regenerate my entire health bar in 8 seconds, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, there we go. Everybody's dead. We've dropped a blue item, and it's useless. And there is also, and don't forget to click on this because I have, there is also a really nice chest here, the Bone Reliquary. There we go. We've picked up our first purple item, level 50. And it's kind of garbage, but even though the actual stats on it are not going to be amazing, it does have 2 resistances, does have some offensive ability, it does technically have lightning damage on it, but more importantly, it has 750 armor, so I will probably end up wearing that just for the armor. let's be on our way here. Now, we've got tons of these skeletons to kill. Or run past, whichever you prefer. And this build is a decent one for just running past, because if you just run past, you're going to kill a lot of them anyway. Because when they hit you, Ulzwin's Flame and... Vindictive Flame and... What is it? Vindictive Flame, which is this one, and Ulzwin's Wrath are going to trigger, and they're going to kill themselves on that. So you're going to kill a lot of these guys without even swinging at them, which is always fun. Okay, for any other character, I'd be saying watch out for these traps on the floor. For this character, I mean, it just doesn't matter. Although for some reason we're not triggering it. May have already done so and just didn't notice. For this section of the dungeon, there is this nice little wall you can break down. And then you can come in here. And anytime you see a statue of a dude with 2 shields, which what this is, he's got one shield in his right hand, another shield in his left hand. Anytime you see that, there'll be an urn cluster nearby with a purple item in it. Now, there are 6 of these spread throughout the world. You get level 50 shield on normal, level, I think, 75 on elite, it may be 70, and then level 94 in ultimate. So if you come here in ultimate, you will get the level 94 version of this shield. Just happens to be a bleeding shield with shaman skills. So if you're doing something along those lines, maybe it'll be good for you. These are actually not shields, though, I should point that out. These are weapons. If you look at the top there, Southpaws will understand. Legendary one-handed mace. These are weapons that look like shields. So if you have the class fantasy of playing a character with a shield in both hands and just running at things, then you can do that. There's 6 different graphics for 6 different shields, so grab the shield that you like the look of and use it or not. Just use the Illusionist to put the shield graphic on, whatever you prefer. But yeah, you can get some really cool looks out of that. This way is blocked with that lovely pile of rocks, so we're going to double back here. Now, suffering, I think there's... Is it Anguish and Misery or something like that? I think there's a few more, but this is where I get my quest update, so you can see the star on the map. We're here for the Shade of Elnadrin. And I think I'm going to spit out some Wind Devils for this fight, because he seems to just have way too much in the way of health. There we go. That's our quest item. We could leave right now. The easiest way would be to exit to the main menu and then start again. But we've kind of done half the dungeon, so why not finish it? If you come up the back here, we will have a nice little fight in a walled-in room. So you can't leave unless you exit the main menu, which I'm not going to do. So once you're in here, make sure you actually want to be in here. And in the middle there is a pile of bones. Inside the pile of bones is Ilgor. Where is he? There he is. So this is Ilgor the Eternal. He's kind of like Musiloki 0.5. He does Sunder. Wow, look at that. Look at all that lightning. Okay, okay. We'll play nice. Also, I just want to regenerate some mana, waiting a little bit on energy potion timers. So once we get him low, there'll probably be a priest to heal him again, which was really annoying. There he goes. He'll be back. So this is the same thing that the Undead Nemesis does, where he will he'll die, quote unquote, and then come back bigger and meaner. You want to fight Ilgor on the stairs or close to the stairs, so you're at the top and he is at the bottom. Because he does a kind of a Bone Nova type attack, and you want that to hit the stairs rather than your face, because the stairs are made out of rocks and don't hurt you, whereas your face is made out of squishy bits and definitely does. So, this is one of the 2 MIs that he has. This is the Eternal Curse. I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's a different kind of Nightblade one with bonuses to Pneumatic Burst. Kind of want to wear this. +2 to static strike is one of these. No, it's going to be this one. Yep. Okay, so... where'd I put it? There it is. Decent armor, although level 50 is actually not that great. So similar armor, actually similar damage. Maybe I don't want this one, actually. +2 to Raging Tempest. Is that one of these? Maelstrom. Yeah, okay, so this would be good for extra resistant shredding. But it is actually a downgrade in armor, and it's 10 levels higher, so... eesh. That's a pretty big oof right there. Okay, that door is blocked, so I need to come back around here.
Can't do that yet.
You definitely don't want to be as blasé about the Sunders as I was either. I'm definitely playing this way too easily. Or, not easily. What's the opposite of not scared? I should be much more respectful of the Sunders, especially on Ilgor. He does hit like a truck. But we kind of regenerate a little bit. Alright, so Dreadwalker foot pads are, again, not horrible, but not really great for this build. I think my gear is most likely going to stay as it is for quite a while. Now, there's two ways to do this dungeon, this floor. It's basically a big loop, and then at the bottom there's a pathway into the middle, which is where the dungeon boss is. At the top of this particular zone, if you could walk through there, just over here is a merchant. That merchant will actually sell you monster infrequent items of the ghost variety. Also sells a bunch of blueprints. I think he has components and such as well, but I haven't farmed him for quite a while. He is much more useful for cold type builds. We're about to go meet him, just because this is the way I had to go. So we're going to go via the merchant. No, we're not. The door's blocked. Alright, well, I'll go out of my way to go and show the merchant. Ancient Spirit Totem, let's go. So this corrupted guy, as soon as he dies, I'm just going to jump out of the goop he left on the floor. Hopefully stay out of it. There we go. Alright, goop's gone. Dropped a couple of blues. What do we get? We got the Lich Guard again. And the Fiendbinder's Quaff. Okay, so nothing in here that looks particularly good. Not really looking at non-MI items anymore. I'm also kind of... I'm not sure I believe you when you say your inventory is full. For example... There you go. It's not quite full, is it? It's not full at all, you're just rubbish at playing Jenga with your inventory. How can we do this one? That's probably fine as is. Anyway, we can pick up some more stuff. Do I have another... it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll probably end up throwing a lot of that stuff on the floor anyway when we kill the boss. I'm not going to say he's guaranteed to drop a purple item, but there's a chance. Maybe he'll drop one of his rings. This one here is the Bone Coffer event. This is similar to the one on the first floor. Can also spawn, I think, over here, but it might be slightly further down that wall. But similar idea. You walk into a room with a fancy chest, and you're all super excited to get it, and then all of a sudden they slam the door shut and start throwing undead at you. But, you know, you're the main character, so you just kill them and you're on your way. Right, once you've done that, you can come around the corner here. You can see the merchant on the map there. And here he is here. So Mari's car sells all the ghost weapons, the ghost shields, and random blueprints. Now, I don't need Gil because I already have it, but you can, especially if you can get one where this isn't blocked. Run out here, run down here, go up to the previous level, count to 10, maybe 15 if you count fast, and then come back and he'll reset and he'll have a new bunch of weapons to look at, a new bunch of shields to look at if that's your thing, and new blueprints as well. So you can farm him like a lot of the other vendors, for juicy items that you may be looking for. So if you were, for example, looking for some glacial axes, I think he sells those, so maybe don't spend months farming for a particular affix, you can spend a couple of hours farming for it here instead. Someone commented on the previous video about a farm they were doing for that item, so this might have been faster. Alright, so we've got to the bottom right corner of this area. And once we head to the middle here, this first one here, this does not go to the boss. This just goes to a bunch of stuff I wanted to kill. I saw the yellow glow and, you know, when I see yellow, I see red. I've just got to go kill it. Yeah, let me show you how lightning works. There you go. Okay, this is where the boss is. So one thing you definitely want to do here is you want to go around and you want to clear out all the priests, because you do not want a priest standing at the door to this boss. You finally wear him down after a 2-minute fight, and then he just heals back up to full health because you didn't kill the priest at the door. So when you get here, run around, click on all the things. A lot of these chests are designed to lure you into a place where there's a pile of undead under the ground. So just click on all of them, go around, kill the priests. I think that's enough. I did see some priests over here, but they should reset back to there and not be a problem. Okay, so the boss of this place is Alchemos, and he is a ghost. He will put blue goop on the ground, kind of like this, that you want to stay out of. You do not want to be in the goop, as it were. But other than that, oh, well, he shadow strikes as well, so it's going to be fun. Now, I'm going to see if I can stand in the goop. I'm pretty sure the goop actually sunders while you're in it. So, we'll see how we go. So he's doing the sunder animation and then not sundering me and not putting the goop on the floor, so I'm not sure what's going on here. He's just going to die, which is actually kind of sad, really. He has given us level 45 though, so I mean, that's nice. Also dropped his axe, or his scythe. Chilled of Alacrity is actually pretty good. And if I was playing a, what is that called? Commando? Might be good. You know what? I don't think I can pick that up without throwing something, so we'll throw that. I'm probably going to end up throwing something else here as well. Yep. The final stop is rubbish, but it's purple rubbish, so it's worth more. Glyph of the Scorpion Tail, we'll eat that. And that's a...
I can't carry anymore.
There you go. Alright, we'll leave the rest of this on the floor, I think. Fallen Skies is good for other builds. And then you leave by just clicking on this one. Alright, we have a quest item to turn into an Asteria. And then we're going to head to the Plains of Strife, because I want to kill Bane Gargoth. I think she's going to send us in there as well. Actually, I think she sends us into the Bastion of Chaos, which I'm not doing that. Sorry, Asteria, no. This is a very long loading screen for such a small zone. That was weird. Anyway, yep, here it is. Alright. Okay, so we don't have the reputation to do anything else for her just yet. Right, I'm keeping those, and I think I'm going to keep that ring just in case I find the rest of it. I think I actually have the amulet for that set, now that I'm thinking about it. I may be misremembering, but I think I have the amulet. Maybe a different character, though. You know how they all kind of run together. Okay, we're just going to sell all of this stuff. I don't want any of it. It's clogging up my inventory. but I do want to buy the occasional faction item, so I definitely want the iron bits. When you start looking at, for example, the these things, Kaiman's badge, when I was there were a couple of triple rares, and they were all 100,000 plus. So if you have any items you want to vendor farm, you're going to need bits. Did I have... Oh, I must have had this on another character. So that's fine. I'll hang on to this, but I expect to sell this later. Okay, let's head out the north gates of Fort Icon and see what we can see. Just make sure I don't have any points sitting around doing nothing. I think I'm good. Okay, now the Plains of Strife has a couple of fun things in it. One of which I don't think Locksmere spawns in normal, so we don't have to worry about her or him or it or whatever. But we are looking for the portal. It's going to be a big glowy red portal in the area, and I want to get that. I don't need the flesh warp stuff, I don't think, because actually the shoulders might not be bad. So the flesh warp pauldrons as an MI, I don't really care so much for the skill points, but that's the same for the incendiary shoulders. Flesh warp comes with pierce resist as standard, as well as up to 8% armor, and the Aether convert to physical, but, you know, who cares about that? I think I will check some flesh warp shoulders in here. I haven't actually gone into this rift for quite a while. I generally skip this, so I'm not 100% sure on where it is. I'm pretty sure it only spawns along the left side in the first section. There's 3 locations where it can spawn, and I don't really remember where they are, so I'm going to have to check a lot of this area to find it. I do remember they spawn in like a triangle, which now that I've said it sounds really obvious because there's 3 points, it's always going to be a triangle. But it's alright, we'll find it. And one thing to point out with this area as well is the mines on the floor. If you don't have good resist, if you don't have giga regen like this character does, you can actually kill yourself running over those mines. As long as we're here, I am actually going to step into the Necropolis and just grab the Rift Gate, and then we'll go back. I know I said I needed bits, but we're coming back anyway. Alright, alright. We need bits. Pick things up, Picus. Okay, checking the right-hand side now for the rift into the chthonic area. Alvaric's Rebuke. I swear I get like 7 of those for every character I level. Running down on the screen is actually really not good, because your movement skill is limited to where you can see the ground, so... If I was playing on my own, I might consider spinning the screen, but let's be honest, I hate doing that, so no. We're just going to be a little bit inefficient. Alright, I don't think I missed it over there, and yep, I definitely didn't. So that's alright, we'll just check a few areas. I will find it eventually, it's definitely here. It's not one of those things that you have a chance to spawn. I know it's here somewhere, I just need to find it. And like I said, it's been a while. I don't think there's anything in here. No. Okay, Aether Crystals, kind of worth. Definitely not, I'd rather find the gate and be on the way. Alright, still checking, still checking. I think I mentioned in the section for the Steps of Torment that you should have the Grim Tools map active, or you could. And I I probably should listen to what I say instead of just doing my own thing, because having the map active would be really useful right now. Also, just note the health bar, even standing in the 8th fire. I think it would eventually die. Eventually we'd run out of enemies to leech from, and then we would very slowly die. But we are definitely at the point where we have enough regen to not really care. Here we go. Okay, so let's just clear the area just in case it spits us out here when we leave. Now we're going in to slay Bane Gargoth. Yep, let's go. What's our rover's rep actually? Respected. Not even close. That's fine. So it's been quite a while since I've been in here, but I think the door to the next level is up here on the left side, on like its own little island, if I'm remembering this rift correctly. We'll find out here in a second. Yep, looks like I remembered correctly. Now, there's almost certainly... Actually, you know what? I just said that I should get the map up, and I definitely should, so let's do that. Here we go. Like I said, I don't go in here very often, so I don't consider this cheating, even though it probably is, let's be honest. There is a treasure trove in this area. There is no exalted stash. Could also spawn Benjar if you're somehow have Nemesis already, but we don't, so that's kind of it. I am going to not get the treasure trove because there's 5 spawn points and they're kind of all over the place, so I'm just going to skip this one. It's fine. I don't have enough dynamite. Saving it for later. Alright, here's our portal. Let's go down. Now, I think the Obsidian Throne here, I'm pretty sure this is the last area. Looks like we have spawned in the bottom right as well. There is an exalted stash in this area, so I will try and find that. But if we end up getting to the middle first, then we end up getting to the middle first, and it's fine. One exalted stash here. You can see there's Bane Gargoth just on the other side of this little void thing here. But I'm going to go around the outside to get the exalted stash if I can find it. Found it. So you can tell it's the exalted stash because it's this massive glowing red rock thing. Alright, so now I can just go get Bane Gargoth himself and be on our way. Leander Green's gun. Why is it raining guns when I'm not playing a gun character? Alright, yeah, we'll go around the top. We're already kind of halfway there. The entry point, I guess, for the center island where Bane Gargoth is kind of in the southwest corner of the map. So we'll have to go around here, whether we want to or not. There is no treasure trove in this particular area. There is just the exalted stash. And there is a good chance, actually, that the exalted stash will spawn right behind Bane Gargoth. So that could be good. Alright, resistances are kind of okay as long as I'm not killing things that explode and shred resistances. So I'm going to wait for my energy potion to come back and then, or almost come back, and then we'll go kill him. Actually, I'm just going to get all 3 of these out. Even though you only need 1 of them to apply the resistance shred. Let's go. Okay, so Bane Gargoth. Gonna hit fairly hard, although I don't expect it to be too much of a problem. With the amount of armor and regen this character has at the moment, we'll be fine. Alright, Spellweaver. One-handed dagger. No good. And there is Bane Gargoth's shard, otherwise known as a shield. Bonuses to Force Wave and Flame Touch. Lovely. Alright, cool. So if you kill him and the exalted stash is here, it'll be right next to the exit. So we can just leave now. And we'll go turn this into Father Kaiman. So where are we? We want Sorrow's Bastion. There we go. So we'll go turn this into Father Kaiman, and then we can head into the Necropolis. I don't think he's going to give me the next quest. Pretty sure you need Honored for it, and I don't think we're going to have that. Which is fine. I can't actually remember what the next quest is. Bane Gargoth's dead. Okay, yes, we definitely need a two-handed crossbow that does bleeding damage. Absolutely. Hey, check out this crossbow I got. It's really fancy. It's a blue item. It does bleeding damage. Yeah, absolutely. Here, you can have it. No, I'm not sure where it came from. It definitely wasn't a quest reward for helping you guys out. Okay, this is tempting. So, more armor. The insight proc would be very, very useful right now. How badly do I need the resistances, though? I do need the resistances. So I can't actually use those. But I didn't want that. An insight proc would be very welcome right about now. Okay, so back to the Gates of Necropolis. Now we'll work our way through here. There's not a huge amount to say about this first area. There's a totem in here, there's a few lore notes. There's a bunch of Nemesis spawn locations, but we don't have Nemesis, so they kind of don't matter. There's Aether Crystals over on the right side, but the totem is usually on the left. It can be on the right as well. So, yeah, like I said, there's not a huge amount to say about this area. The totem, if it was going to be here, would be here. It's not, so it's not, which means it's going to be over on the right-hand side, just south of all the Aether Crystals. So I'm going to head over that way, and we'll get the totem, we'll get the Aether Crystals, and then kind of just move on to the next area. The next area has 2 devotion shrines, kind of. It has 1 devotion shrine, and then the entrance to a tomb, which has another devotion shrine. I was expecting the totem to be here. I think the other place it can be is north of these crystals, just before the ramp up to the sort of second half of this area. But we can definitely get some crystals here. That actually looked like it was one of the trap crystals, but whatever. I'm glad I didn't have to fight that. Yep, there's my totem, just to the north. We've got a triple rare here. So we've got Enchanters, Wildfire, Flesh-Warped Incinerator. Actually, not bad. It's very rare that you get both of the affixes to line up with the base item, but that looks like it's all fire stuff, so probably pretty good for leveling, if you're doing some sort of fire thing. Alright, so my totem there, just at the edge of the map. We're going to do that. Turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. And we got one of the easy ones, so this is the base game Ethereals rather than the Ethereal Vanguard, which is good, because they're much easier to kill. Picked up 2 blue items there, and a blueprint for the Glyph of Ashen Wastes. Yeah, not bad. Alright. Scorch Rune leg wraps. No. Fire and Vitality, not interested. And then the Goliath Signet here is also a not interested. This would be really good for a physical Archon or a physical Soldier. Physical anything, really, let's be honest. But not so great for lightning. Alright. Let's get the Wind Devils out, shred this guy's resistances. And we'll head up here. Now, this particular little doorway in here is a devotion shrine and a bunch of ghouls. So you want bleeding resist to go in there, which I have. But it's also a very long run. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop a rift. You saw me put the rift down outside the door there. And we're going to continue north until I get to the next rift gate. There's also another devotion shrine that should be popping up on the map here any second. There it is. I was gonna say any second now. So I'm going to do this one. This is a fight shrine, so I'm just going to turn it on and accidentally kill a bunch of stuff. There's level 46, which I think means I get a new medal with another lightning damage proc on it. So, pretty happy about that. There's my devotion point. Okay, Crown of Infernal Gems is not horrible, but not for this build. Same with the Dreadnought Boots. I may end up using those at some point. Not these ones, because 2% physical resistance is kind of pants, but whatever, it could be good. Let's go Shaman, 1, 2, 3. So next level, we'll be getting Stormcaller's Pact. And this is a lot of extra damage for us. Actually, a lot of damage. So pretty happy about that. We do have another devotion point. Now, what I'm thinking is 1 point purple to unlock the toad. We take the toad, we take the 4 points out of the fox. I think once we have the toad, we'll be able to get the elemental storm. So 1 point purple, take toad, remove fox, take elemental storm. That's the plan. We're probably not going to get there this episode. The other thing I need to do is I need to go and swap over that medal, which means I need to get to that rift gate that just popped up on the map. So here we go, a bit of a fight here. Turn the loot off so I can see what's going on, although I'm not expecting anything amazing for loot here. Also point out the spectral miasma here. When you kill the chthonic dudes, these dudes, the bloodletters, they shred your resistances. So my vitality and chaos are actually not capped at this point. So you definitely need to be careful about killing them. But, oh, there's Squall. Now, Squall came up in the comments earlier. I am not going to make this. Equilibrium is really good for resistances, although it does look like I don't need it for resistances. I would be 1% uncapped. Not a big deal. But the problem with Squall is that the Lightning Storm is not a proc, it's another spell you have to cast. So, I'm going to learn this. I will need it later for... forget what. I think it's for the +1 Shaman component. Or, +1 Shaman relic. There we go. Words are hard. So I will need it later, but for now, I kind of don't particularly like it. Okay. I do, however, have a couple of stops to make. First one is back to the Conclave of Three. So from the 2 rifts that are furthest apart on the map, so you have to scroll the maximum amount. And I want exactly 8 of those. Why 8? Because that's where I stopped clicking. Let's go ahead and chuck that on there. And now we need to go to Devil's Crossing, or run down the stairs, but I'm going to go to Devil's Crossing to get my Wardstone back. Do I actually need that? I don't need this. I should probably put a Black Tallow on here. Can I make a Black Tallow? That's the question. Do I even have the blueprint for Black Tallow? That's the other question. Let's find out. Black Tallow. I do not have the blueprint for it yet. I think I may get that in between episodes. I don't know that I really need it, but probably would be good for the Necropolis stuff. We'll keep this for now, and because I do need the bleed resist to go and fetch my other devotion point. But I think the Black Tallow may be the way to go for fighting the Loghorrean. I don't know if I can even afford it, though. Alright, anyway, into the Black Sepulchre. And let's go ahead and put Rush back on button number 1. The basic idea here is to either run past these or kill them, whichever you prefer, and end up in the dirt caves instead of this crypt, which is this little section here. So you go all the way around and you end up back in the middle here, and there's a boss and a devotion shrine in there. But you're going to see just how far you've got to run before you get there. How many of these ghouls you've got to kill and stand in their pools of bleeding. It's a decent run. There is usually a totem in here as well, I think. So I'll do the totem if I can find it. Okay, skeletal monstrosity. Hey, rank 8 on turtle shell. Now we're getting somewhere. How much does that actually have? So, almost 2,000 hit points, so it's about a 20% shield if I get down to half. The good thing about the shield, and the reason why I like it better than Ghoul for this build, is because of the regen we have. If you can just kind of put a pause on incoming damage by putting a shield over a decent chunk of your health bar, then by the time they get through that shield, you will have regenerated a huge amount of health. Also, the Tortoise is... It's 23-second recharge now. I think it gets down to 8 seconds at max level, whereas the Ghoul is, I want to say, around 30 seconds at max level. So, I think the Tortoise is just straight up better. It's probably a preference thing, but I prefer the Ghoul. Right, Arachnid's Embrace, two-handed gun. I'm just going to say no to that. Pick up all this stuff I'm going to end up selling. And we'll eat that blueprint. Okay, so we're back into the middle here. You can see the Devotion Shrine just popped up on the map. There is a boss in front of that. Yeah, we may as well kill him. Why not? Why not? Start getting some of the whirly boys out. Here he is. Plagius the Decrepit. Kill him. Standing in the poison, not a great idea. But apparently it didn't matter. Okay, Ancestor. Pretty good if you're playing pets. +1 to Shaman alone may be worth using. Although as soon as you equip this, you lose 200 energy for nothing. Because we don't actually have the pets to take advantage of it. Am I going to make this? Probably not. The +1 is really nice. The 20% all damage is, it's there. Defensive ability, we actually have a lot of defensive ability at the moment. So I'm not super interested in this. I think I'm going to skip it. The Mark of Plagius here, Harbinger of Souls, acid damage, and vitality. So Harbinger of Souls is the Necromancer exclusive skill, and Vire's Might is a movement skill. So this is an oppressor item, I think. I don't know, it's not very good. At least not for any build I can think of. Oppressor can do Vitality Caster, but I'm not sure why you would want poison damage on that, so I guess I'm kind of confused. Anyway, let's grab the Devotion and be on our way. I think all that stuff will just kill itself. Do I need 3? Yes, I do need to take the toad before I can remove those. Which is unfortunate. I guess I could... No, we just do it this way. Right. Let's bash some wagons, and we'll take the shield off the entry, and we'll go see the log monster. Alright, Necropolis Interior specifically is a really good zone if you're wanting to farm totems. There is a guaranteed void totem in here. There's also a exalted stash in this area. I'm just coming over this side to check for it. I can never remember if it's sort of at the end of this road along here, or if it's just down here. But today it is neither. This little spot here is a devotion shrine. Did I miss a wagon? I did not miss a wagon. There can sometimes be a wagon here. So I actually worked out why it is that that I can never remember where the wagons are, and it's because they move. They're not always in the same place. You would think after more than 2,000 hours of Grim Dawn that I would know this, but, you know, sometimes I'm a bit slow. Okay, here is our first wagon, and there it goes. You pretty much just have to give it a little tap, and it falls over and explodes. But we need 3 of those. I did, however, see the totem just over there. It's going to be in the middle. I'm up here checking for Exalted Stash. We will go back down here, though, because totem. Also, as long as I'm here, I'm going to grab this lore note. Definitely recommend reading these. It explains what the Necropolis is all about. It's kind of interesting. But, yeah, I'm not gonna go find all of them for you and read them for you. You can Google those if you're interested. Alright, couple of blues here. Guardsman's Breastplate is useless. Another relic, not so much. Leg Plates of Valor, maybe? No. Nope. Storm Scion is an offhand, so we can't use that. That's also an offhand. Skyreach Sash, okay. Okay, yes, but. Let's have a look at this one first. Amulet, no. Okay. I want to love this belt, I really do. I saw this when I was playing around on Grimtools, and this is quite a nice belt, but it's really, really hard to say no to +1 to all skills in Shaman. And the fact that this proc triggers when you are almost dead, it's a damage proc, it's a very nice damage proc, but it goes off when you're dead, or nearly dead. This is going to be almost impossible to trigger. With the amount of regeneration we do, good luck getting this to proc ever, which is unfortunate because if this was, you know, 5% chance on attack, active for 8 seconds, recast of 20, something like that, I would wear this in an instant. If it had +1 to Shaman skills, I would probably consider wearing it as well. But it doesn't, so I'm not going to. Which is unfortunate, because it's otherwise a really good belt. Okay, Exalted Stash. Found it. Don't need to look for it anymore. Mark of the False Gods is a metal. No. I'm going to turn it into iron bits. Okay, back to the hunt for the wagons. Let's grab the one in the middle here. Assuming it's where it's supposed to be. Of course it isn't. It's not here. That's alright. We will continue over here to the left, and there'll be another one just to the south of here. There'll be another one just to the south. Hello? Nope. Alright. Basically, where these grates are where they can be. And you just gotta run around until you find them. There's one. So I stopped just shy of it. Okay, the blood flows. Now these guys are fun. So this tyrant here, he didn't have the weapon. This guy might. He didn't. But they have these weapons, and that means they get to hit you with them. So in normal, not such a big idea, not such a big problem. But in ultimate, these weapons can be kind of bonkers, and then they get to hit you with them. So this one here is not so bad because Earthbound is more defensive in nature. But I mean, if this was Tyrants of Alacrity, or even Superior of Ruin later on, can be really bad news to get hit with. So these guys are one of the monsters that I never used to really care about, and now I'm kind of a little bit wary of them. Okay, Julius Crowley goes down. We get the Glacier Relic, which I'm not going to use because it's a cold thing. But, yeah, decent buff, I guess. Anyway, alright, what am I doing? I'm thinking about selling, before we go and fight the Loghorrean. How are we for time? We're at an hour. I'm going to run long on this one. We'll go kill the Loghorrean, and then we'll call that an episode. So we're going to go for a little bit longer on this one. Let's just get rid of all of these. And we'll bank all the stuff we're not going to be selling. I'll hang on to these, even though I'm probably not going to use that ring. That belt back on. Didn't mean to pick that up. Okay, in terms of potions, I'm pretty sure this was the character I fat-fingered Isaiah Redden, and now he doesn't want to sell me anything. Let's check for rare stuff. Okay, what do I have recipes for? Can I make chaos resistance potions? I can. Okay, so I need to make a riftstone. 1 riftstone. 1 bloodbound ointment. It's actually 3. Do I already have any of these? I don't. Do I have vitality resistance potions? I do. I need a... a what? Sanctified bone? I don't think so. I think I might just, yeah, no. Not a chance. I think I might just risk it on the vitality. Maybe swap these corpse dusts back over for soul shards. So that reaction, let's just see what we need for a sanctified bone here. 4 of these, I've only got 2. 4 purified salts, that's 12 aether crystals. It's, no. We'll just use the chaos potion, and we'll call it good. Alright. I definitely have made those in the past. And if I wasn't using that sanctified bone, like if I take that off at some point and don't replace it, I'll probably consider using it to make potions. But, yeah, no. Oh, the other one you need to be careful of as well is poison, when you're fighting the Loghorrean himself. That'll be fine, I've got so much regen. What's the worst that could happen? Famous last words. Okay, Tomb of the Watchers is the connecting zone to one of my least favorite zones in the game. But the Tomb of the Watchers itself is not horrible. Gaotok Anatu, I think that guy's name was. Jeez, if my parents named me that, I'd probably disown them or something. Alright, Clarity of Valor, pick that up. There is, down here, is it here? That's not quite here. There are a lot of secrets in this area, hidden in the walls. One of them is along this left edge. Here it is. This torch opens up this bit of the wall, and then you can go in there and there's some chests. None of them are particularly special. Like, this one is a couple of chests. Apparently it comes with a few enemies as well. You're not guaranteed a blue item, that's not an exalted stash. But you'll get a couple of rares usually, and a bunch of iron bits, and that's probably going to be it. But they are cool to open up, so I like to do it. The other little secret area right at the start here, it's over here. Just here, there's wall, and there's a hidden spoils behind it. Again, most of these, you're just going to get 2 random green items that are no good to anyone. And that'll be it. Just here, you could have the big green slug. Bane something or other, I forget his name. We'll find him somewhere on this floor, and he will likely die without too much of a fuss. Another... Oh, I see a totem and a devotion shrine. Another little secret area is just here. So this torch here opens this door and this door. And again, you get a hidden spoils out of this. So, you know, not amazing, but it's a chance at blues. Maybe you get a purple item out of it, who knows. Hidden spoils chests are usually kind of decent, but not amazing. Alright, Devotion Shrine, let's go. I do want to take out the Dreadguard kind of quickly. I haven't seen any stars above anyone's head here, so this may be one of the easier Devotion Shrines yet. Not complaining too much. So the Toad is Vitality Res, Spirit and Offensive Ability, Attack Damage converted to Health, and then the last node is Vitality Aether and Damage to Beasts. This is kind of an okay node that gives us 3 purple, 3 green, and a bit of lifesteal. And that's kind of why I'm going for it. That will allow us to get the Rowan's Crown, and Elemental Storm is the real prize here, because that's going to shred resistances, and it will stack with the Widow. So that's what I'm here for. Alright, I see a couple of stars up here. Vampiric and the Voidbringer. Okay, they're all dead. Got a couple of blueprints here, and we've got a friend, Yakwa Anatu, the Unstable, coming in from out of the screen. Everybody's dead. It's Bloodbath. And I'm going to take all this stuff. Alright, 2 blueprints. So we got the Glyph of the Winter Fox, and we've got the Zeal Relic, neither of which is particularly good for us. Although Zeal, that physical damage, a lot of that will be converted to lightning if I did use this, and that much OA and DA is not to be sniffed at. Chance on critical attack to get more crit damage, more OA, and a bunch of attack speed is actually not bad. Doesn't have +1 to Shaman skills, so I'm not hugely interested in it, but that's actually not bad. Okay, so our big green slug is coming up here. He's more than likely going to be standing in front of the door to the next level. If your poison res is not up to snuff, consider necking a potion before you come and fight him. It is, at the end of the day, though, up to you. Successfully found a dead end. Maybe I can kind of loop around the south here. Yeah, this is looking much better. Here we go. Glowing red circles on the floor. Definitely not ominous at all. And here's my big green slug. So this is Bane Galgalor, Guardian of the Gates, and he actually... I'm going to stop killing him for a sec. There you go. There's the poison he puts on the floor. I mean, don't stand in it. Unless you want to. Build's regeneration is ridiculous. It's only going to get better as well. The regen on this, with the build I have kind of tentatively saved as my endgame goal, is something like 14,000 hit points a second. It's kind of silly. And then you get procs on top of that, and it's even more. So you'll heal to full in under a second. So pretty much anything that doesn't one-shot this is just not going to kill it ever. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So this is probably one of my least favorite zones in the game, if not the least favorite zone in the game, just because of how many dead ends are here. Now, a lot of these little walls that are sometimes open, sometimes not, I always choose the wrong way, which is not really the zone's fault. It's kind of my fault, but it just seems like every time I choose to go left, it's a dead end. Every time I choose to go right at the same place, you know, next time I come through, I'll go right. No, nope. The dead end's moved, now it's on the right. You should have gone left. So, I definitely do not love this zone at all. Alright, 47. It's time for Stormcaller's Pact. Also, we are now maxed on the Shaman bar, so we have 200 physique, 150 cunning, 150 spirit, all those stats. And we never have to put another point into the Shaman bar again. We go straight up to level 4 here, so that electrocute damage over 3 seconds is going to be nice, but we will be overriding that fairly frequently, so don't expect to get all of that damage. However, if we do crit, we get bonus damage, and chance for a bunch of extra lightning damage, as well as some physical converted to lightning. So, oh, and I guess that stun resist is also kind of useful at the moment. So, very, very good indeed. Now, what do we do next? So obviously we max out Stormcaller's Pact. And then we either go for these, or we come back over to Demolitionist and go for Blast Shield and Thermite Mines. Now I'm only going to take the Demolitionist bar up to 32, I think. And also I kind of want to put a point each into these. Actually, I don't have any skill bonuses for those, so I'm probably not going to do that. At least not yet, but I will be putting points into those eventually. This has attack speed, does it? It's offensive ability, yeah. Which I definitely do want, so it's probably worth actually getting that. Alright, so we go around the top here. I haven't actually run into any dead ends yet, touch wood. You can't see it, but I'm knocking on my head. So, in theory, it is possible to do this dungeon without running into a dead end. For the first time in the history of me playing Grim Dawn, I may have done it. I think I've done it. You guys have done it. Oh my god. Alright, Bloodlord Thalanus. Right. So he is going to be doing Vitality and Chaos damage. He's also going to be summoning the monsters that shred your resistances when you kill them. So you will not have maximum resistances on these unless you are way over the cap, which I'm not. So that's fine. Let's just kill him. So I'm going to focus him down. When his friends arrive, I'm going to ignore them. They will probably die by accident, which I kind of want to avoid. Yeah, look, he exploded instantly. I may have talked him up a little bit too much, actually. Alright, so we've got the final seal here. I'm just going to go kill the Loghorrean. I expect this to be a complete joke. I will go through the things you need to be aware of while fighting him, but I'm not expecting this to be dangerous. Okay, first things to do, you want to watch his mouth. When he opens his mouth and it's red, he's going to spit balls at you. When it's green like that, he's going to spit vomit, puke, whatever. Okay, the red one is the Sunder. So red for Sunder, green for puke. That's kind of all you need to watch. I'm kind of confident enough that I can just stand in everything here and not really worry too much about it. I'm going to kill his friends, though. Does seem like Sunder just doesn't really apply to this build. Which, I mean, I guess I'm good with it. And we go. We take a whole bunch of no damage from his vomit. And really all we're doing is waiting for his health bar to run out here. Once he does get down low, you do want to be killing off his ads. So in Ultimate, I would not be standing here and just tanking it. At least, probably not. But you want to kill off these tentacles because they do extra damage. You want to not get hit by the Sunder because it's going to do extra damage. But it kind of seems like, even on Veteran, we just don't care. I do want to warn people, though, and I need to listen to this myself. Having a build that can do this is a really good way to end up dead. Because you'll find that you can absolutely destroy everything without being defensive, right up to the point where you can't, and then you die. Because you've gotten used to being able to stand in whatever you like. So I actually kind of expect this build is going to die to something like that. Alright, so the... wow. The Loghorrean's corruption here, his shoulders come with physical resistance baked in. And then this one rolled formidable for another up to 5% each of those. So this could have been up to 10% physical resistance, which is kind of nuts. Seriously considering using those instead of these. 10% physical resistance when we have 16 is definitely good. That's a lot of offensive and defensive ability as well. Health and physique, all good stuff. And, I mean, okay, the elemental resistance, it's there. We would lose some chaos, but... well, actually, I'm not capped, am I? Because of this. I don't know, these are really good. The rest of this stuff is garbage. But we will be getting a level 50 purple item for turning this quest in. So I'm going to go do that. Go to Fort Icon. We got to talk to Inquisitor Creed. Horrible names. I was going to say Olgrim. No, we talked to Creed here. Eat our conversation pie. And our purple item is the Rune Plates of Ignifar, which are pants that actually have some electrical stuff on it. Yeah, be quiet. Let's actually grab this quest. Now, I can't actually use those pants because they do require level 50. However, can I use them because of resistances? I think I can, but I will probably have to change my chest piece as well. Alright, let's actually end the episode here. So I'm gonna go clean up my inventory on not recorded section. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.